All right, so there is a difference between a hand sword and a hand axe and a slicing hand sword, right? Slicing blows, you're gonna do, if this is the surface you're striking, you do kind of this parabolic thing, right? A hand sword is a whack, and you hit them this way. A hand axe is a full body hand sword. So if I want to do an hour hand sword, I might go, I fulfill the minimum requirement for a hand sword. A hand axe, I'm going to rear back up on my back leg, so I'm in kind of a crane, but instead of bringing the foot, okay, hip, knee, foot, my base leg, in a crane stance, it goes hip, knee, foot, comes all the way back. In a half crane, it goes and drops here, right? It never comes all the way back, it just rises up. There's something called a prancing horse position, where if you think about a cat stance, and a cat stance you have leg, foot, and then leg, foot, and it's on the toes, right? A prancing horse, it never leaves this place. It's still on the toes, it still has the knee bend, right? But it's all just right in here. So I'm making a cat stance, but I'm making it so that my footprints might look something like this. Heel's lifted off the ground, this one isn't. This would be a left prancing horse stance. So I'm doing a cat stance, I'm just not advancing forward with it, I'm not going anywhere. So the hand axe is I rear back to one of these half crane positions, my leg's up, it's just not touching my thigh, it's still out kind of in my enemy territory. I raise up and I drop everything down. And I don't aim to go yeah and stop, I aim at, through, and I end back here somewhere. I am at, through, and I end down here somewhere, right? So it's a full body version of it. There's two versions of five swords I think everybody should be aware of. One is the hand axe version where you're laying it really heavy, really hard. And the other one is the slicing blade, feathery version that still fuck a guy up, but it relies more on speed, effect, and on being on tighter space. Different iterations of Kempo over time, depending on influences, you'll see these different things coming out generationally. You can find a guy who trained in the 50s and he looks one way, 60s he looks another, 70s he looks another, early, mid, and late 80s, they all look different. And these iterations kind of reflect these different times. So the hand axe version, you have everyone, you get the step in and block, right? Except we're not sitting there blocking, we're hammering all the way through, we're throwing that stone and cutting through the arm, right? Well, that required, I can't go point of origin, point of contact if I'm down here. That requires a teardrop. If I'm going to require a teardrop, why not do that again? And I hand axe all the way through the guy, end up down my right hip, like I'm going to draw again. Good. Well, in that pause goes my palm heel, but this certainly isn't, right? It's bang, 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 uppercut time, boom, right? Out hand sword time, bam, bam, and it's these long pole arms hacking with everything you have, letting your body turn this way like you're doing a Jack LaLanne twist or something like that with each blow, so that you get the hang of swinging your limbs from the center of your torso. It's not the best in combat version for a lot of reasons, but any one blow out of it will end the fight. If you only get the block in, you'll dead arm the guy, he'll wish he was dead. If you only get the outward hand sword in, he's out, right? So each one of these blows is by itself perfectly fine way to end a fight. One of the hand axe generation guys, I think I told you about once before, he went block chop and he fall through the palm heel. By the time the palm heel hit, that guy was already on the ground. He was out cold from the percussion on that one, concussion. The other one, there was this great video out of Mr. Parker playing with a newspaper for clubs and knives. And he talks about, I can make a big circle. He's going this way. He goes, or I can make a little circle. I'm really on the same path, right? So one of the things he used to say frequently is every technique has a pattern. Look for the shape and the pattern and the inserts in the shape, right? So the inserts in the shape is to be things like, yeah, I'm doing this big motion. Can I get a finger slice on my way to it, After I get a finger slice on my way to it, can I bop him with the elbow a little bit? So instead of having a single motion that's, a hammer fist, the AC joint, I've got an eye rake, the hammer, the AC, and a flapping elbow. It takes as much time to go on. Identical length of time. It just gives you a little different set of options going into it, right? And if I have to come back from that, why not hit him with that back knuckle on the return, take them from behind the mandible. So I go, whoop. That takes the same time to go, whoop, but I get more hits in, right? So you find the pattern, you look for the shape that defines the pattern or is embedded in the pattern, and you look for where to stick inserts in the shape. And this was a big piece for him because he really could hit you at will, anytime, anywhere he wanted to, and it was disturbing. I know they hate each other's guts, but the only other two guys I've seen with that level of skill at never passing a point without sounding like they're, doing a drum roll on you, are Pick and Doc. And it's like, props, man. I'm gonna pick a fight with them. So, if we're gonna take that circle and cut it shorter, there's a hand drill. You just do like you're carrying a medicine ball. You're going from one side to the other, one side to the other. And you may want to actually get a medicine ball and do this because you'll feel it in the deep heart of the shoulder. There's a bunch of little muscles in there that just go, what are you doing to me, right? But that movement describes a series of arcs, which is by itself is flashing wings, it's 5 swords, it's any number of techniques within the system, all taking place in this plane. Here, 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 down here. You'll find it in a lot of different places. So in 5 swords, if I take that and instead of coming down across the top of it or straight into it, I come up and I cut it. And I keep that path going. I have my outward hand sword. The hand sword doesn't have to end here. It can chop here, right? If it chops here, it turns the head. Chvostek's reflex, Gabella reflexes, things like this, or anytime you tap someone in the head or you turn their head under duress, they can do everything they can to snap it back. Which means if you go bang across the guy's temple, that's going to turn his head. He's going to go like this. Even if his head's still reeling, it's going to be reflective. Whoa! And so you want to hit you come up this way, get your block, and now where's this thing? A block, a palm heel with a 4-finger rake, and by combining this with that corkscrew notion, as I engage, I'm going to start working the corkscrew, and I combine those two things into 5 swords. I have this motion where I'm coming, right? And I just have, I cut here, I have my chop, I have my palm heel, 4-finger rake, and I have I stick a palm in there, or fingers. You don't have to change your hand formation at all if you stay with the palm. So there's just that notion of doing this thing on that corkscrew, and you have all your movements that you need to have. You got your block, you got your chop. As the chop leaves and continues its path to this, it's still this thing in it until you hit that point and stop. And from here, you unleash it again. The footwork on it gets more fun when you consider that we have to step forward, but we don't have to waste the stepping forward motion. If we throw a low side kick to his left knee, just above it, we spread a stance. We spread a stance at the same time we're doing this, and we're going to do a little hippity hop jig. I'm going to turn this thing down for a second. It's the hippity hop jig. I hope this gets it. As I go side kick, plant, and go straight to my twist. So I'm not doing side kick land, or I'm not going step land, and then trying to hit my thing. As I step to that neutral blow, I fire this. As soon as this hits the ground, I use that as a, oops, I just keep pulling this thing. I use that as a return force to contract, pull myself into this. That takes place at about the same speed as I'm going to get me loaded, and then I have my unwind. The unwind is just the same thing in the opposite direction. Play with it, see if that helps.